Come along, we have a lot to show you. Florida Family Insiders. Every day is an adventure. This is Christy with Florida Family Insiders, and as you may have seen, we seem to have a hurricane coming our way. Now, here at Florida Family Insiders, we try to share the best things about Florida. But when you live in a tropical climate with warm waters, you are likely to encounter some pretty big storms. So, instead of panicking, not that I don't panic, but there's plenty of time to panic later. First, let's take care of the things we can take care of. Hurricane preparedness. Everyone in your family needs to have 7 days worth of water, food that would not need to be refrigerated, and all medications prior to a storm coming. Now, ideally, this is something that every Floridian should have ready at the start of hurricane season, just because you really don't know when a storm is going to develop. Now, Dorian has a very wide cone of uncertainty, which means it can hit anywhere from, as of this morning, can hit anywhere from Miami to Jacksonville, or it can go off to sea. We really just don't know, so the best bet is to be prepared. Now, what if you are in from out of town? What if you're a visitor? Well, first of all, if you're already here, don't panic. Check in with your hotel's hurricane policy and see what they do during storms. If you haven't arrived here yet, then most hotels will offer cancellation if there's a state of emergency or if there's a hurricane warning. Once again, just call your hotel. I've noticed online that some airlines are already waiving fees to rebook travel plans. Storms can be scary, but there's a lot that we can do to protect ourselves. First, check if you're in an evacuation zone. If you are, you're going to want to make alternate plans in case, there's an evacuation issued. It's always best to look up hotels before it gets too close to the date because many other people will have the same plan as you. Currently, we have hotel plans in Orlando, and if the hurricane decides to go to Orlando, we'll stay here. But we have those hotels ready for us. It's kind of sad. It was supposed to be a birthday celebration. My youngest is turning 3, but it looks like it's going to be a hurricane party instead, which is a Florida tradition. Next, secure your home. Anything outside can become a projectile even in a strong thunderstorm. So pots, pergolas, patio furniture, toys, just all of that stuff needs to go in the garage or in your home if there's space, because you might not recover it and it can become a projectile that damages your property or your neighbors. Plus, it leaves a big mess to clean up after, and no one wants that. Shutters or boards. If you have hurricane shutters, great. That is going to be such a weight off your chest. Just put them up. If you do not have hurricane shutters, you should have boards. And try to get them put up a little early. I know it's hard because the hurricane could turn off, but when it's, a day before the storm hits, you're gonna have a lot harder time finding help to put your boards up. So have those ready. If you don't have boards or shutters, do not use tape. People sometimes tape up their windows. What that does is, in case of a projectile hitting your window, it leaves the glass in larger pieces, and that can cause damage and injury. Next, look in your house. Find a room that has the least amount of windows and make that your safe room. Sometimes this can be a closet. Sometimes this is, just a room in the back of the house. We actually rode out Hurricane Irma in our son's pirate room. Yes, the whole family in the pirate room, which was very ironic as the winds were beating on the house. It did kind of sound like we were out at sea. And we were very lucky that the storm only took our pergola as a fatality. It ripped it apart. So we have a new pergola. So you might want to know why we have, historically left during hurricanes, and I will tell you. Now, my husband, when he was very young, lived in Homestead during Hurricane Andrew. Hurricane Andrew was not expected originally to hit Homestead. However, hurricanes are not predictable. So because it was too late to leave, it wasn't safe to hit the roads, so the city was kind of like on lockdown and everyone had to stay. Now, he and his family were very lucky, but when he went out in the morning, some of his neighbors' houses were completely just wiped off the face of the earth. Homestead, after Hurricane Andrew, was a not so pretty place to be. I had just moved down from Massachusetts, and Hurricane Andrew was my first storm. We did not live in Homestead, luckily, so we got much less of it, but neither of us really like taking chances with storms. We board up, we get out if it's coming anywhere near us, and we are together as a family. Now, not everyone has to leave. We are Floridians, and we know that many people, find it a point of pride in sticking around during the storm and having a party. But we're more cautious about that, so we just want everyone to be safe. Now, if you feel your home is safe, good for you. And the hurricane is not going to hit directly, feel free to stay. But if you're in an evacuation zone, if you live in a home that is not safe, like a mobile home or right on the beach, you need to get out. Stay at a shelter, stay with a friend, go to a hotel, do whatever it takes to keep you and your family safe. Make sure that you have your pet's information. Florida, I believe, waives the no pet policy at most hotels when it's a storm like this. Don't leave your pets, to fend for themselves because you don't know. Take your pets with you. Make sure you have enough food and water for them for 7 days and their medications that are needed, and make sure they have their identifying information on them. Make sure they have their ID tags with your information on it, just in case they do get out. Hurricanes are a part of life here in Florida, but that doesn't mean that they are all-encompassing, terrifying things. Keep an eye on the news. I remember as a child, whenever there was a storm coming, my mom left on the Weather Channel all day long, and it was so boring. But let me tell you, as a mother myself, the Weather Channel during a hurricane is riveting. I find it incredibly informative. And I'm lucky enough to have friends that work in NOAA, and so of course I'm in constant contact with them during hurricanes, which, they've given me some of the tips I've given you now. Don't wait till the last minute to pack. Make sure you have all your supplies, medications, food, and water especially. If you have empty water containers, fill them up from the tap. That will hold you over, and then you can avoid the expense and the fear of not finding water in stores. Depending on the area, some places run out of water pretty quick. As always, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you have any tips that I've missed? Tell me your hurricane stories. I'd love to hear from you. And most of all, stay safe. We will be back to let you know how it went after the storm. Bye-bye for now.